Hey guys, welcome back to another Tree from Bike Racing video. So I'm doing pretty good with getting all these videos up because I got one uploading right now and I'm starting on another one. Anyways, I ended up pulling this left front upper control arm off. It is a Howe 11-inch. So that's what we're running on our left front. So these control arms I was looking at, they're above 200 bucks now. I think when I bought this one a couple months ago, they were a little bit below 200 bucks. Now they're like 210 to 230 for a control arm. So the reason why I like these Howes is they're rebuildable. Even their ball joints. Their ball joints are pretty pricey. I think they're like $80 to $90 depending on what one you're getting. But you can replace the little ball with the shaft. You can replace everything in them, and you can adjust like the lashing. Like if you were to read through the little pamphlet, I thought I had one. If you're able to read through that and understand just like the grease pressure and all this, it kind of like made me think, oh crap, I'm kind of over servicing these ball joints, because it said something in there about a grease pressure. If you have too much grease in there, it kind of binds up, doesn't work right. So it's pretty cool that you're able to like adjust your ball joints and make them tighter if they ever were to wear out. But with this control arm, let me show you what we got going on. So I'm expecting this one to be good. This one was on my left front, didn't hit anything. I'm going to put the nut on there and kind of just spin it over real fast with my impact, see if I notice any wobbling of this shaft here. But what I did was I was able to bust these end caps loose. Try and do this one-handed here. I haven't taken this off yet. I don't know what's in here. We have an O-ring. That's nice. Okay. So you got an O-ring. You got a grease zerk. And then there are your bearings in there. So I'm going to pull this apart. You got a snap ring. Check these bearings. I haven't greased these recently, but I think this one's going to be good. Like I said, we're going to check that ball joint, and if this ends up being bent, I can just replace this ball part here. But we're going to clean these up. It felt a little gritty when I was rotating it around before I broke torque on these guys. This is what's nice about this stuff. You buy good stuff, you can definitely rebuild it and replace it. I haven't looked for parts for this center part yet, but I do know. Let me get this cap off. This one's long. This is nice. That's a nice touch. So this is my upper one on the other side that hit the wall. This whole front end here is all mangled up. Is what hit the wall. So this doesn't even spin anymore, and you can see it's crooked there, crooked there. This is pretty much junk. So I did have a comment about this lift plate on here. This is like an adjustable one, I guess, and if you can see these corners here, they have like a weird notching, and so these nuts are barely gripping right there if I had this, you know, flop the other way. So we're gonna try it. If I can't manage to get the thing out of there, well, we'll flip it around, and hopefully those nuts don't, like, I don't know. The motors don't weigh that much for it to like really pull through the plate or something, but just a safety thing. Did end up getting a new shock from Shorty. It's a little different. This one's black, okay? So now I gotta order 4 other shocks so that they all are black. Sucks. I'm kidding, but he gave me a good working on this one, and literally less than a week turnaround. But that's our new right front there. I have some parts coming in for this guy, so we can start tearing some stuff off and really swapping the big stuff over. So I don't know if I'm gonna pull this motor and put it in there just yet, because there's some stuff in here that I got to do as far as prepping this to swap some stuff over, as far as like lines and routing of wires and everything, but we'll see. This cross member here, it is pretty tight. I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to get it back in. Oh, there she goes. Oh yeah. It just popped out I don't know, 1/2 inch there. go. That bar is pretty straight. Probably the only straight thing on the front of this car. So I don't know if this one has it, but on my other belt housing they have countersunk holes, and there was some there were more holes drilled in that mid plate over there, so where they could leave the bell housing mounted to the mid plate, so you don't gotta, you know, take it all off at once. That one's right there. So any of my buddies getting mad they ain't here to help me pull this motor. Well, it's pouring down outside. I don't know. I figure y'all have better things to do on your Sundays. Come sweat in my shop because I'm too cheap to turn my AC on. Might have to cut this mid plate off. It's kind of bowed in the middle, and it's like pinched on those dowel pins. So I might just have to chop the ears off. Well, unbolt the tops and chop the ear off on the bottom. They got the steering column in there, and I can just take it out. But also, I'm an idiot. That's scary. Whoops. It's a very impromptu video. Well, I didn't get much video of it, but the motor is out. Working it by myself, I didn't want to bother my friends. Just come over here and help me pull this today, but we made a mess. We're finding more damage. Yeah, I just think at this point, this chassis is probably just gonna get scrapped. There's really not much worth saving on it. I'm gonna pull the Nerf bars off, pull anything that can be bolted on off. Just take the physical chassis to probably a scrap yard and get some money from it. But yeah, here it is. That was my first time pulling a motor on the race car, so It was a MF'er with these dowel pins and that bent up mid plate. I mean, y'all can see there, there ain't nothing flat about it. Yeah, we're gonna get all this stuff cleaned up. We got some dirt in here, but get this whole motor cleaned up. I didn't want to clean it while it was in the car because I had those headers open. Yeah, we're probably gonna end up setting it. Where are we gonna set it? We gotta make a stand for this thing. Oh, actually, I got an engine stand underneath here. Oh, yes, sir. All right, so we do a little improvise. Had to bust out the old saw. Now we should be able to, this here was blocking this leg here. Wasn't able to get it in there. Now we should be able to. Oh, I'm such a freaking messy person. If I would just clean up. I'm just kidding, I'm not that messy. It's just, stuff's a little annoying. Oh, look at that. We'll pop it down. Had the cross member there. Should hold it up, we'll see. All right, cool. Well, it started to hit here, right there again on this lower arm. So we got it back as far as we can. That's fine, it's sitting there, supported. Now, have to go through and clean up this mess. I got nuts and bolts lying everywhere. Gonna clean up this. Yeah, it's just a mess. We gotta put tools away, make sure we got everything organized. And then, yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up tearing everything off this car. So we're working on this wire in here. This is like a regular style, I guess, MSD box. I don't have that connector. So what I'm doing is I'm pretty much taking all this out of here. And we just got like a huge spool of wire right here that was like zip tied right there. Pretty much just gonna get all this stuff out of here. I'm going to take all these lines off all these master cylinders back here, undo these 4 bolts, and I'm literally gonna take this whole pedal assembly out. I'm going to put my old one in, and then we are going to pretty much take this whole harness here that I started disassembling, running out of here down to here. This is all gonna get swapped over. So pretty much the only thing that's staying in is all the gauges and the gauge wiring, but everything else, ignition, all that, it's got to go. I'm sure it's good, but it just don't work with what I have, and it'd just be easier to swap everything completely over. So we're gonna get some cracking on that, and might get to a stop point today so we can go watch the NASCAR race. But so I feel like I'm finally starting to get this stuff down. So this cover here is pretty much flawless. Like the edges are nice and sealed down. And what y'all are seeing, that white stuff is like the mold wax release stuff. But this is honestly the lightest cover that I've made. And I used the vacuum bag. That's why you can see a little bit of wrinkles here, but we'll just sand those down. And this is honestly the lightest cover. And it's even lighter than the 13-inch covers I've been making. So 4.76 ounces. And I haven't even trimmed it yet. I have to go around, trim the edges, drill the holes, sand it. I think by the time I do that, it'll probably be sub 4 ounces, and then I'll clear coat it, bring it back up to 4 ounces or so. So yeah, that's really promising, especially from last week. Still have a pretty thick stack of to make orders. So today I'm gonna make just a couple more. It's a never ending thing. As soon as I get caught up, I get a couple more, which is not bad at all, because this is what's helping me get this car rebuilt and back on the track ASAP. So yeah, just gotta keep rolling with the punches. put on the braid of. No freaking way. No, I did not just do that. No freaking way. All right then, that was pretty simple. I am very happy that that came out the way it did. I was really not expecting that, but you know what? God is good. God is good. Okay, so I'm in here. I'm waiting for the PVA to dry on this one cover. It's getting close on time. I really need to make 3 covers today and get them in the bag here in the vacuum bag. So I think I'm only gonna be able to do 2. I'm pretty backed up, but I need to make it's a 3 bolt, and I got a 6 bolt 15-inch cover I need to get made up. But Alex Klein, one of my OG subscribers, I got one of his covers curing today. Gonna make his second one tomorrow. He races my lights down in southern Florida. I wish my lights were more prominent here in Florida, especially in the Panhandle. We'd be running. I could probably get 3 of them for the price I got in these late models. They're just so cheap to run weekly, and it's a kind of no-brainer. But you know, we're in a late model. You know, it's one of my dreams to run a late model. Yeah, we're 602s, but you know, we're in a late model. But anyways, fellas, we are going to call it a video because Google Analytics is showing me that most of y'all are watching my videos from 8 to 10 minutes in length. So I'm gonna try to keep my videos a little bit shorter. The last one was a little bit longer one. I could have probably brought some of that footage into this one. I apologize for that, but I know most of y'all, like me, probably don't have 20 minutes just to sit down and watch a whole YouTube video, because normally when I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm taking a dump, and it usually is about 10 minutes. So I feel y'all. Anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.